ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Sri Lankan series of Crusader KX3 here on the Lord Master channel, in which, as the Sri Lankan series at this point has reached into the 1200s now. And we're still in the middle of the Purification phase, in which we're well on our way to Accumulation, which will definitely happen in her lifetime, should she live long enough. But at least, thankfully, as of recent, there have been some requests for monks and teachers from Sri Lanka in other places where Theravada Buddhism is prominent, especially up in Kingdom of Pagan, as well as few other things that we made good progress on. And at least we do have it was short-lived that we had a Buddhist ruler that had, 3 virtues before, that would happen. But we would soon hope that in the coming years that we'll have another who is of a virtuous Buddhist ruler, probably the one that we will have for a great amount of time. But anyways, this is our newest Maheshi, as our predecessor was mutilated by a tiger. She was 39. Maheshi Sanya, Queen of Beauty and Noblesse, which she was also a warrior queen. Which is just a reminder how Tambapanni can resist against any hardship on its own, but would still need to rely on allies. But as we know, that development-wise, it should be noted that unlike all the other countries of the world, that places like Cordoba, Rome, Constantinople, or even in places like Baghdad, or northern India, in places like Patliputra or Kanyakubja, it is here in Lanka that this is the most developed country in the world, except for the southern regions of the Sinhalese homeland, which, to be fair, you have a lot of potential for all of you, but you're just not using it. And I wish I could have invested, and as well as building more cities and temples throughout if I were the owner of it. That I could. Our development here is 79, but it'll still steadily go up as the time goes by. But now, as I'm 12 years old now, not yet reached adulthood, for Lilavati, the newest Maheshi, I'm going to go on a grand tour, which is usually at the age of 12, that's the minimum that you're allowed to do so. So, tour the grounds, dinner, tour the grounds. For once, don't use that cultural festival thing, because the popular opinion between us and the Tamils is just already high enough. Even at one point it reached 100%, and we don't need to increase it further at this time. And also I'm in need of a caravan master, but okay, we'll have to go get one. Wait one. As for my request, my servants have a simple 2 options for you to consider for the role of caravan master. Chota is said to be the more experienced of the 2, while Singamita is of course cheaper. Or average. I think in due time you will improve upon it. So you'll do. Now we're ready to go on this grand tour now. To taxation. Options remain the same. Then since we're in the late medieval era, that's another thing that we've mentioned, Everything is much more expensive than usual. Something we gotta get used to. And the intent will be altruism, as you know, I'm a generous person, as this is a virtue of the Theravada faith. And unfortunately, as a young child, I will face many great dangers, particularly in the areas where there are hills and jungle up there, so we gotta be careful with that. That little mine there, gotta pass through that. And after the Vani, no. Pay a visit here. So you visit all the points of interest within Lanka. And of course here, our capital. Apply that. My bodyguards will be with me. And a physician as well. Let's start. My first grand tour as a child, which has never been done before. Pruthenian. That's Prussian. Religious patronage just like us. Wants to write about intrigue? Go ahead. Which, if I remember correctly, we still have those 2 books that still has intrigue. If you make it better, that gives you more. Even though my education will be learning, I actually thought about doing just like what, well, you just have to wait till I'm adult to get the lifestyle focus. That time is going to depart for my grand tour of Tambapanni. My court is packed, ready and raring to go. Our first stop will be my Senavarad at Larumazana Durga over in Malaya. I look forward to helping the people to contribute to the nation's wealth by any means available. The Vijaya Bahu Agarajia's subjects should certainly not have any surplus headed for the crown after the tour is concluded. I can't wait. You should probably just say I can't wait more eagerly, knowing that the child would say that, as it's just full of exciting adventures. Slow down here, so we can, you know, catch up. Alright, let's get to it, because this is touring the grounds here. At least he's one of the loyalists. One thing I failed to mention is this regency, the scales of power. Which my current regent is my father, who I despise personally. We had an event earlier where this is due to his sadistic tendencies, despite being patient and honest, as he's virtuous in his faith, but he's known to be a sadist, and he's a strong man. He only made one enemy, a fellow acclaimed knight. For what reason? Are known to have harbored an intense dislike for each other for a long time. Yes, he was married to my mother, who got mauled by a tiger. So now it scales power 3, which means Darks can instantly forge claims on the titles of fellow vassals. Next, on skills until it's banned. If it gets it all the way, it can entrench the regency, becoming harder to remove and accessing more borrowed powers. Then Darks get a free extra charge to the vassal contract. Again, he doesn't have land. But what I do take issue with is this idea of Well, what's been going on here? Switch the mandate, promote authority. I'm gonna swing the skills. Which we need to get him on our side. I know this frustrates you, but I'll leverage prestige. Next time you can do that is 2 years. So yeah, that'll show him who truly rules these lands here. He's self-interested. I often get selfless regents, but never a self-interested one. Because my father is a sadist. On my tour, I found a rare moment when I'm not being ferried on by my host, or expected to make an appearance anywhere. I see places of worship fill up for the day. Shady figures make their way to the secret hashish gardens. And beggars lay on the streets pleading for a crumb to eat. A census must be conducted of this settlement. During the tour to the Gama of Sankadagalabura, I'm locked in conversation with my Senavarad Mahasena about the subtle art of diplomacy and appeasement, when he's interrupted by one of his courtiers. Although the lowly courtier spoke completely out of turn, Mahasena of Malad strangely did not chastise her and allowed her to speak directly to me. Although what she has to say is quite interesting, this breaking of social etiquette caught me quite off guard. I will listen. Oh boy. That's all you got? 9 gold? Beneficiary, Bhagavati approached me with her arms full of scrolls and manuscripts. My lady, there are so many areas of intrigue worthy attention. Scheming, seduction, manipulation. I don't even know where to start. What topic does your muse yearn for? Gained a favor hook on me. Bahasena's been quite a gracious host so far, showing me his lands and possessions with pride. So I'm immediately taken aback when he starts staring, clearly trying to draw my attention away from an apparently unremarkable door we are passing by. Are you hiding something from me, Mahasena? I take advantage of the moment. Shameful, guilty. Silent pushed door open, and I'm surprised what I find. The door leads to a corridor filled with the healthiest, strongest looking hounds I've seen in a while. I'll pretend I didn't see this. It's time for a tribute. Okay then, thank you very much. Where are you going? What do you picked up a perk for stewardship? I guess I got a free perk once I turned 16 then. So, let's begin the dinner. I mean, at least he's alright by me. Truly the meal this seems been a delight. I feast on all the manners of food, savory and sweet, but nothing's caught ever my appetite like these fine pomegranate cakes. No matter how many I eat, or how much I savor their taste, it simply isn't enough to get them out of my mind. I find myself becoming lost in each bite. Flavor bursts into my mouth, bringing one step closer to experiencing nirvana. Though my stomach is packed down, my clothing is strained, I feel compelled to reach more. 0% chance of death, so I'm satisfied. Nothing much. Time for tribute. Thank you. Now it crosses the more dangerous territory. Be careful. No, Preeti. Keep it. Now this man has taken issues with me. Because he desires a title, absolute crown authority, wants a seat on the council, singular focus. He may not like me, but I hope we'll get along. This is another evening of my stay in Taberna with my aromas home. And another foreign meal is placed in front of me. I knock it around a little with my knife and watch as the dark familiar sauce slices around like cascading mud. Oh, what I wouldn't give for some food from the capital. Just some pomegranate cakes would be fine. I could ask if it was something back home, of course, but that causes risking offense. I'll just ask. He was insulted. Now I lost an opinion of him, not him losing opinion to me. It's the other way around, I think. Time for tribute. I emerged from my slumber after another peaceful night down, set out of my room as I regained my conscience. I feel something heavy beside me that wasn't there before. I turned and see Dom sitting at my end of my bed, fully clothed. Good morning, my Maheshi. Thought to give you a gift. What a finer gift is the gift of my conversation. The gift certainly experience. It's a really pleasant thing to wake up to. Oh, friendship related. I thought it would lead to something else, but then again, he probably understands the fact that I'm not into men. Especially for a man of his age, that's kind of, you know, creepy. But as a generous person, I'll say, what a wonderful way to wake up to. It's just a friendship, not intimate relationship, which is normally what would happen if you were a bi or a heterosexual, but since the character is homosexual and then the other character you're interacting with is heterosexual, so these two don't go together. So, okay. And also, I never brought up, what's the Theravada views on same-sex relations? Well, it's accepted. As long as it's not adultery related if it wasn't a marriage. Love transcends physically into something so profound and wondrous that cannot be restricted by mere gender. That is Theravada's view on this matter. Alright, tour the grounds here. Only the enlightened guides me. What's the prominence? 684. It is increasing for Mahavihara. We'll be up at the 700s by the time that she becomes a patron of it, as I have already determined go all the way for Mahavihara. An extravagant tome that shows a modest understanding of intrigue, as it touches upon subjects such as a small, sinister book of a black letter cover, containing detailed drawings of plants and step-by-step, masterfully illustrated instructions for a wide selection of poisons. The cover is ivory that's been carved to display a repeating image of a wolf's head. Whoa, 30! One blast of intrigue! Tiny but elegant description on the first photo says Siddhartha is my strength, just out of irony, as this is an excellent complement of poisons. I'm impressed. This one's for keeps. Plus 40. The older members of our procession stopped to take a rest from touring, but I remained full of vigor and quickly growing impatient with these listless conjures. Thankfully, Oda seems to eager to entertain with scary stories in this place. Oh, there's more to these than meets the eye, lass. There are many great, terrible, many things wandering these parts, things that aren't natural. Monsters greater than any mere beast of love, nothing more than to add a little vegetarian diet. As stories become interesting, Vikrama of Anuradhapur interrupts and insists that there was no further. Seriously, that the whole tale's nothing but nonsense. You stopped at the best part. Time for tribute. Ratadu over there, son. I'm leisurely strolling through the trade port of Matadam. My vassal points many different merchants as brought to the port and fine wares are sold here. While we are engaged in a fruitful conversation about maritime commerce, a child brushes past me and runs into a crowd of shoppers and seamen. At first, I thought consider nothing more than a child who's yet to learn their manners, but less than realize that my pouch of gold is gone. Hey, no one steals from me. 82% chance that the child thief is caught. 80% is lost in the crowd. I quickly sprint after the tiny thief, knocking over carts and pushing down anyone who happens to be in my way. I'm determined to recoup my stolen gold, come hell or high water. Keeping the boy inside to quickly gain on him, though he could quickly duck under the many merchant tables and weave between the crowds of people. Soon, however, I managed to corner the little thief against the edge of the dock. The chase is over. I have great plans for your skills. My ward, Paddy Distrage's focus is study. To think that as far as the devil to the art of intrigue, a field of study which I excel in. It warms my heart. Is he really my ward? Can it work like that for somebody like me? No, not old enough to raise somebody. But apparently I can. Whereas that's not shown up under, you know, that's Guardian. So, you've got one who is 13, and this boy here is 10. Who, yeah, is 10. Charming. Well, since I'm a few years older and I have a shrewd mind, I guess it makes sense for someone like her to raise somebody a bit younger. By a few years. During the tour of Gama Periamadu, I unlocked a conversation with my vassal Ratladu Madarasran about Siddhartha's divine plan for humanity, when he's interrupted by one of his courtiers. The man is not allowed to speak for long before being silenced by his age, but the wisdom he's able to dispense immediately proves he knows far more about the subject than the ruler of Ani could ever dream of knowing. If Ratladu Madarasran is unwilling to listen to his insight, perhaps he would be willing to join my court instead. Join me at court. There might be some use for you. My vassal decided today to show me his barracks. A sea of shimmering armor stands before me, each soldier seeming unfazed by the weight of their bodies. These are fine soldiers, but it seems to have wasted us and soldado all day. Wow. I could use soldiers like these. For 25 years, for heavy infantry recruitment cost reduced. Does that necessarily mean the cost of, let me see, does this affect the Kara, which it costs 105? Do that and see if that option affects. Yes, it does. I've always wanted to increase the size of it, so here's your chance. Plus, our income is so good, I had thought about expanding the military just a bit. But we got 25 years until then. So time for a tribute. Thank you. Make one little detour and then be back home. Grand tour finished. This is at university here. $300 gold. The time has come to replace the comments of Courtiers and I and my father. Oh, Shatadev has asked me to weigh on the matter. The ruler of Courtiers and I, Vikrama, and my father have been having intense discussions all morning and have now reached an impasse. As I enter the room, they shift their focus to me, clearly expecting an answer to this question. Where is that at? It's at the Vihara over there in Anuradhapura district. The holding needs more military strength. A little violence can solve any problem. It's vital for the defense and as well as, the bit of increased martial skill. Because that's needed. Due to the fact that, I'm a little bit like my mother. And maybe virtuous, but you gotta know the, So this land is Tamil again. But we should keep making investments. Every little bit helps with the development around here. As our culture has discovered banking. Mahasena of Lilavati. He was a good man. Better to go with someone I know. Oh, it's gonna go up again. Soon. Think. Yeah, my guardian's my father. And, oh my goodness. Why is this so dang expensive? Are they really that expensive? They are. What the heck? I'm just astonished that I didn't know these things could cost much. This is why, you gotta make investments. And get me the Royal Architect. At least you have someone who's good at this craft. Especially someone young. Cousin. This is a late medieval era. Everything is expensive these days. We have to make investments in order to have much increased income. What is this now? Meet the peers. Oh, excellent. As I'm 14 years old, this is the last chance that I'll get to do this. There'll be two guests. Oh, Mahasena III, who's 8, and Rakasala, who is 14, but disloyal, but watch out. Probably be up to no good. Nobody else? Very well. Plus, my old child friends are, all grown up now. Except this one, who is a hostage. Everyone is here. With all the small lords and ladies, the rest of the fear myself grow giddier and giddier. I'm thrilled that my vast Mahasana could make it. You're the only one. It's me and you. Gold stash. Hold on. He did this. He's almost at the max. Father and I are gonna have issues with each other, but probably not, because I'm his child. It's just he's self-centered. So Mahasana and I agreed that the trade is an important skill for nobody to learn. So we decided to visit the local market of Vijayvarajapura. We only have some pebbles for currency, but they're very shiny. I'd like to purchase a way, please. More increased stewardship. Thought Mahasana and the Pezigo were merely pretending to fight. There's some of blood in the dirt. Mahasana hits the ground with a grunt, and the Pez stands above and moves to attack again. Someone please help. My vassal and I are watching the Radhapura train be in a courtyard when my vessel, Parakarya Kunubira, approaches us small. What do you say, Joe? Do you think you can handle the basics? I would rather watch you train this time, because I'm always curious. Because the prowess is already high enough. And having more of this to complement all the other skills would be better. So you could say, yes, she may be young and wise, but she's also just as capable as the commander, even though she has no commander traits. Mahasana approaches me with a heap of fabric in his arms as he dumps it on the floor in front of me. I realize that it's a heap of clothing for adults. That's why he has to get it. But of course, knowing herself, she'll say, no, that's silly, let's play chess. Likes me well enough. It was good to forget all the responsibilities for a while and spend time with the other children, but I'm told I have to return to my duties now. We all had so much fun. Hopefully we can do this again soon. Until next time. Which there won't be a next time. Because I will turn 15 this year, and the next I'll be an adult. Finally. Cause strife. Arrange a betrothal. Tim and this my cousin and raw architect. No, can't give her away. She's dear to me. As far as the importance of construction. diverging position. What are you doing? You got an unpressed claim down there. As I said, what are you doing, man? Created Malawi. Divergent culture of Gujarati. That's over in Gujarat, don't worry about that. Apparently, Senna has spit in my ward. Padita's food during dinner a few nights ago. One of the cooks came upon Padita spitting into Senna's food. It's secret. That explains why Senna was looking a bit green during dinner the last few times. Must have been spitting at food for days. You little sneak. That is not the way. No. Turn the other cheek, my boy. My boy. No. That's not the way. Cannot believe she's raising a younger boy who's a few years younger than her. But she's shrewd enough to know how to raise a child in such a way. Shadivadeva has gifted me a suit of armor emblazoned with the crest of House Vijayabahu. He wants me to represent House Vijayabahu with honor and uphold our family values. Ugh. I will change my ways. So, replace arbitrary, which is never a good thing to have, but at least it'll help with the stewardship and learning to go up. And no need for having natural dread, because I wouldn't like it when people look at me, negatively. And being just is the opposite. That helps with the stewardship and the learning. But the intrigue does go down a bit, but I'm not too worried about that. We have other means. And I get my own scale armor artifact. I'll change my ways, although I'll never use it, as the armor just represents the formality of it. Yeah, I had a bit of arbitrary childhood, but sometimes father knows best. $6.98. Somebody's been contributing to the Mahavihara. Following the death sentence of Lilavati, I asked my ward Padita what he thought. He responded that the sentence was far too harsh for such a small crime. This is a lesson of moderation in all things. Raising him right. It's time for the break for Padita's routine lesson plan. I think it may be a good time to pass along some values of House Vijayabahu to him. Even though you're just a low-born child, just a peasant child. Loses one random personality trait and gains another favored by honor tradition. Or he resists. There. You're no longer impatient, you're honest. You are now very virtuous. In fact, when you grow up, I'll make sure that you take the vows, unless you want to take the vows now, because look, you have the qualifications of being a monk. Plus, he's intimidated me. So, if I were you, you being a monk, well, we'll do that later. I'll continue to raise you. As I said before, I have uses for you. You were no snake. You did steal money from me, and I got it back. What you did wasn't right, but I'm turning you right. I would like for him to become a bhikkhu. Ruling rightly. As my regent, my father, Deva, seems determined to teach me his preferred methods of rule. He is something of a rogue as a regent, but nevertheless the man seems to have taken a shine to tutoring. Today's class covers yet more military theory. We're at the pitcher camp, how to care for large numbers of horses on campaign, which formations work best against our traditional enemies, and on and on and on. Something about this feels fundamentally right to me, and he understands the true order of things, and this is how proper nobility should comport itself. Oh! That's a lot. I'm trying to think in my mind. Focus on the spirit of the advice. By comma, petitioners from the realm have been busy queuing up lately. This work feels endless. Yet another one steps forward, evidently as a distressed merchant of some kind. If you come for justice, know that I do not overrule my judges for just a petty coin. The merchant gulps and I blinking rapidly at Chuck. Wasn't something I said? Well, to be real honest, to go with her generosity, she should pick up this trait, improvident. Lilavati habitually gives far more money away to charities that she can reasonably afford, so +1 diplomacy, while reducing a bit of that monthly income, which does hurt quite a bit, but at least it reduces stress. Help yourself to the treasury bag. You'll need it. Hurts the tax income a bit, but in time, she could get money by other means. Also, go pet your pet. It helps reduce stress. I find Snow outside, strutting around the yard. As soon as he spots me, he nails on his old, rubbing it against my leg. I spent many minutes crouched by his side, petting him and scratching him under his chin. When I stand back up again, I feel lighter than I have in a long time. Thank you, my friend. And you could donate more to charity. There are many who need my gold more than me. It might not directly solve my own issues, but it lightens the mind to give. It's for a good cause. I walk away from the temple with a light purse and a lighter heart. Just the thought of all those who need that money can help is enough to set my mind at ease. Siddhartha is generous. There you go. Come on in. So I got a stewardship perk and I got a martial perk. Just wait till you turn 16. No, nobody married my cousin. Almost there. The 13th is coming. With the help of Taberna University, I have achieved an understanding of scholarship that far exceeds than any of my peers. Even though I had a natural inclination towards the subject, my mastery of it is still an achievement. I take my first steps into adulthood and find myself reminiscing about some of the people who have made an impact on the woman I've become. The friendship I shared with Senia meant a lot to me when we were both young, and to still have her by my side means a lot. Maheshi Lilavati, you're a woman now. Now I gained the trait Amazonian. So, insightful thinker is what I got. But however, I also became mastermind philosopher due to the university thing. So now I have 3 virtues. These 2, honest and generous, and anything above the tier 3, anything above astute, intellectual. So this would definitely help with the progress towards accumulation phase. So now you got 1 perk for martial, stewardship, and learning. But actually I'm gonna start with intrigue and go for temptation focus. Maybe, even though I'm not a lustful character, but wouldn't hurt to be a seductress now, would it? Because I got all these things. The intrigue experience, it takes about 6 years to do so. And while you're at it, go get this one, because you have a ward for yourself. And for this, go for this. Slightly reduced cost. Go for stalwart leader for once. And of course, standard procedure, aligned with the Sri Lankan monastery. So I shall support the Mahavihara, the oldest sect that are traditionalists who reject what they see as unorthodox ideas from India. As the reminder of who they are exactly. I'll support the Sangha Parivana schools. So 15, so it's now 713. Construct irrigation tanks. And it's up by 20. Reinforce relations to Silk Road communities. Although to be fair, the intrigue has been haveled a bit due to, being honest and just and such. And have an awfully high prowess skill like no other. Go for, let me see. Have a land, just a tiny bit of intrigue. Establish a trade route while you're at it. And just this once, pray to Sri Lanka's guardian deities. Yeah, it decreases down by 5 a bit, but this is a one for intrigue. We've read this text before. There's no need to recite all that. So that 728 is where we're at now. Just that small hit of that reduction, but needed for the intrigue. And assemble these states of Rome in case anybody asks me anything about that. Now time to go to university. Obviously here we don't have to travel much. Access to the Library of Knowledge. I wish to study hard. It only cost you 300. I got my eye on you. Here I am, finally at the gates of Tirupalai, a renowned university seat. All knowledge is collected inside these hollow halls. The scholars are reputed from all over the world have assembled these same hallways to preserve and increase the true wealth of wisdom. I'll soon join them. Of course, major centers of culture are also active markets and offer all the distractions that a student could ever desire. It's time to get started. I became the new culture head. Which reminds me. 1 second. Oh, we're about to get trebuchets soon. The first thing you should get is primogeniture. That's the first thing you gotta get. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Universities and centers of higher education are always bustling hives of socialization. In these hollowed halls, the students are all peers, all apprentices along the road of knowledge, which is why it can be helpful to make friends and feel part of the community. There, at least, my first thoughts when Brynhild approaches me, smell of meat on her breath. Join me and my friends, Lilavati. Prove us the might of the Maheshi by downing more cups than anyone else, and we shall consider one of us. No, thanks. I'm here to study. Aced an assignment. Oh boy. I'm suddenly distracted by midnight studies by a loud crash, a near-deafening slam, and an expensive sounding shatter. What in the world is going on? The source of the surge appears to be two peasants. Siddhartha knows how to get in here. Perhaps they gulp it down a barrel of the university's imported tea. This hates them. I don't want to see and think they're better than us because they can raid the other halls. As I'm a very generous person, this will get rid of all the poor unfortunate souls. I'll see that you all learn how to read. So reach tier 1. Gain lifestyle experience. Low chance to upgrade. Still got plenty of months till we improve further upon it. You just hope for luck. One of the most respected teachers of Taberna. He's clearly a foreigner. His accent and manners portray him as well, not strictly necessary in my studies. Learning his mother tongue would foster a privileged relationship with, which is bound to be a good investment for the future. "85% chance I'd learn his language. 50% I fail to learn it." This will bring me closer to Manchester. Learn this language. Good. I learned a goddamn language. You know, not particularly useful around here, but it's good to know. My interpretation of Sanskrit manuscripts was all but... Listen to me, Yakta shouts fanatically. If you read between the lines of the perfect state, it's obvious. You just need to combine a shoe, a turnip shaped like a face, and a goose. All while adhering to the principles of trigonometry problems. Trust me, it'll work. Perhaps it was a good idea for Yakta to study for 36 hours straight. Great. Eccentric. I don't have time for your nonsense. The hole in my kitchen is death. What's left in my heart remains cold open each time I think of his foul killer. That justice remains to be served. Day after day, the cruel logic of revenge dominates my thinking. Fueled each night with fitful dreams, where I see Adipa and all house chants racked by the same grief my family endures. Executed. Again, he was kin. Who's that man? Charmed. Does the Vajrabhao family have any claims to that? I don't think they ever touched those lands, no. Nothing could bring them back. Not interested in any vendetta. As the estates of the Rub were assembled, it soon became clear discussions were going on and on about any significant breakthrough. Everyone was entrenched in their own positions, and the ability to compromise was almost nil. It was also apparent I was unable to steer and lead the discussion in order to present a more positive result. All in all, it was a frustrating affair where nothing truly relevant was accomplished. It was all for naught. Wrote a little poem. Cat hunts for mice, me for knowledge. Tiracumalize is a center of studies that truly attracts students from all over the world. This realization hits me as I contemplate how myself and my many fellow pursuers of knowledge, including Yakta and Brenthill, all foreigners of Tiracumalize. I wonder if there's any way I could take advantage of this. We can all learn from each other. You got average studies, tier 2, medium chance. My attempt to establish a moderate trade on my domains brought some merchants to count as a problem. Never established moderate success. Significant? Okay. Good. That'll offset my generosity tendencies. Likely last event for these. Tiracumalize is often home to fervent debates among teachers and students alike. I had a particularly enlightening lecture from our teacher, and I find myself dragged into one such debate with another student, Brynhild. No! You're making no sense. You're completely misrepresenting the philosopher's point, I screamed. You are completely delusional, she finds it. With a corner of my eyes, see, I relaxed as I listened to the pensive look in his face. 99% chance as she'll be convinced. But, as the master says, ace this assignment. Come on, get to 3. It would be just out of luck. Got it! It's been such an amazing experience. When I left, I could imagine a number of wise men at study of Vijayarajapura. The depth of their thinking, the breadth of their search, just being a part of the same environment made me a much better person. With my new gained knowledge, I can make my way home very satisfied. However, during my stay, I've grown close to one of the teachers, and I've loved to part ways already. Oh, he's a wise Irishman. Is that correct? Is that who they are? Irish, yeah. They're just like us in a way. Well, yeah, he'll be a great addition to my court. Bring him in. I am now an erudite oracle. Plus 10 learning, plus 3 intrigue, development growth up, and more monthly learning lifestyle experience, and as well as some intrigue, which is why I went with intrigue focus first. And of course, still virtuous to Lilavati. I'm 16 years old and I am already the wisest among us all. Now keep in mind, these are all learning related perks that I just picked up here. So, cultural fascination, open-minded, and apostate. Now that's truly an open-minded person. She respects people of different cultures and different faiths around here. And at the same time, we pursued the knowledge of intrigue a bit faster. So now let's venerate the relic to the sacred Bodhi tree. No need for all this. Anything with no cost. Someone special, because I have consecrated blood. And of course, travelogue. $500 gold! Because we reached development 80. Yes. And what is this book that I just received? I did not read that part. Let me see. The Sahara an open tome containing a modest extra transmutating gold from lead and other base metals. The reader is warned that results may vary. The cover is wood. It's been painted to display a repeating image of a zoomorphic motif. Not as good as I would hoped. Again, no need for me to read the text, all of you. You've seen it all before. Just wanted to get the prominence for the Mahavihara up, so we can get closer and closer to reach the end goal for this video series. And then after that series, then we'll move on to the next video series set somewhere in the de jure lands of the Persian Empire, in which I've put up a poll on my YouTube channel for the choices of which area would you like to see me play in, start in, I should say. Increased by 10. 745, which I've stated before, just inching closer and closer and closer. Who else is a patron of Mahavihara? Not you. Yabayagiri? Child can't contribute. Your Mahavihara. And you, cousin, Jetavana, contribute by Sangha Enrichment. Because, you know, I spent 500 gold into the 80 some odd development around now, But go beyond that, oh boy, you're paying a big price now. But I like to be a pilgrim. Double the trade experience. But be careful. Sripada. Just wanted to get used to traveling. I'll focus on my piety. Arita, the local captain, a few of his officers greet me as my entourage and enter the military camps of Vijaya Rajapura. As it wanders off, I quickly dismount upon. A couple of paces forward, Arita stops and turns to the latest siege equipment, which is neatly placed in rows before me. Quite a sight, isn't it? I'm now appreciating the organized chaos I'm observing. Now, what would my lady want to do next? Looks at me expectantly. Doesn't matter which one you do, but I'll say I wouldn't mind some sparring. Successfully spar with the troops. Increasing my martial again. Wants to go to Burma. You got it. At least we'll have a shortcut by the time we leave. Am I still raising that one? Yeah. Get up there. One second. A tapestry artwork that makes me wish I was there. Donate to the great amount as I'm a generous one. $15 trade experience in the pilgrim trade. You're a proper pilgrim now. You might be less valuable after I win. 99% chance of winning. It would be wise to rest here. Thanks, Siddhartha. Can go inside again. The adventurous Surjabal's son's word. Sorry, exclaims, holding a letter. For 10 days and nights, me and my party has been hiding. The bandit Lord Ghalib has set a blockade on the road we must travel to. What do you advise? Caution? Or should we fight them, trusting Shiva to keep us safe? Science and about Roger. Seems in quite a predicament. I didn't look at your skills, but oh gosh. No guts, no glory. Make them pay for wasting my time. 0% chance that Sturgeon will get wounded or killed, but 33% chance that she bravely slays him. 66% chance that he gets wounded. Success drives off the bandits, so slightly higher quality, that may be. She's just a cat. Normally I would just give away more money, but I even have my limits. Okay, this is from Passados hit the Devi. Agarada Mahindas. Chansa. Time of memory. Path of Nirvana. All women someday chart, though it may tear their grievers apart. When their final hour nears, their name lives on the lips of peers. So far, I kept my thoughts to myself, but the buzz grown too dramatic to ignore for much longer. Sita Devi, I could see it was truly heartfelt. $743. But we will soon enter to the accumulation phase, where the prominence of monasteries will increase yearly. So I don't know if we will reach to 900 during the reign of Lilavati. That will be happening in her lifetime. We don't know that. Or even one of her descendants, should the day that she be married, which is a far way to think about. Over the years, I received a great deal of portraits from various noble women, both foreign and local. Until now, they've mostly gathered dust in some attic. Perhaps I should bring them out to select my next romantic pursuits. I could picture myself with someone new. This portrait's not other than a wife of this man here, Pantarama of Jawar. Said to be perceptive. I've also heard rumors about her miserable nature. Miserable. Dull. No thanks. Put it on the left side. Get rid of that. In her portrait, Mihalalujo, the wife of Kridon Rukbo of Lulu, is posing with an adorable little dog. Child of concubine, strong. She's homosexual too, so yeah, keep her, put her in the right pile. You know, she's already had a few children, but still, lack of cohesive strength. There's a keeper. When he told me, Nagadi Damika, wife of Nagada Thima of Karanapura. A feast for the eyes. I wonder if her portrait does her justice. Ooh. Favorite. Put in the upper pile. Assign a card in favor who I could pay special attention to. Rani Manala Devi, the wife of Rana Hamiravanman of Navsarika. Should she be the one? She's got a dog. Virtuous Hindu. She's alright. Put that in a file. This was exhausting, but strangely addictive. Now that I've made my selection, I could bring out my quill to write some pretty verses. Which again, I like her despite the fact that she's a rather mean person, but she's just someone who's good looking and like just. But nevertheless, I would gain 150 lifestyle experience. And so here's so I'll do it this way because again, I like her because she's beautiful. I like this one. This is homosexual, plus she's honest, brave, and just, so that's admirable. And also I like her as well because she seems nice. And she's got a dog too. So they're all worthy of my poetry. So, an 82% chance that they're all thrilled for everyone whose portrait I kept, which will grow closer to forming an intimate relationship with me. But however, there's 80% that my plan backfires and everybody would be repulsed by my advances. We'll find out. Your ladylike manners are like stars in the sky. I really want to have you close that I may know if you're as thin as you look from far. Stop resisting. You'll be mine. Oh, excellent. Oh, how nice. Although, of course, you can't. You could do these, but it's just what I mean is you can't demand hostages because they're married, and plus they belong to some other house. And plus, you can't be killing people because that is honest, honest, and unjust for doing that. So, excellent. Just wanted their reactions. A traveler claiming to be employed under my beneficiary Sujabal's platform, carrying a message from the adventurer. Fear not, my great lady, for Sujabal is in good health. I bring news of possibility to fund an even greater adventure. You see, Sujabal took a wrong turn somewhere and is now near Kutanat. Surgibal's charter companion unfurls the dirty map to show where they end up. She has enough funds to make it to Burma. What I was planning is just to bring some additional funding to chase up with a local rumor of a greater outfit. Kutanad. That's in Tamil land. Life's an adventure. Exploded area for artifacts then. Willing to invest that? Now, Damika. Your piercing trill is like a burning stick. I would be blessed if I could watch you sleep, that I may know the depths of your love. You and I together is what makes the sun move in the sky. Excellent. It's too bad that man's going to be around for a very long time. Oh. Well, that man's a fighter. And plus, I didn't know you're Sihala. You know, you're way up there. Well, excellent then. In fact, for future reference, I don't often do this. Now, for Ludrung, from very far away. Your proud stride is the life-giving sun of my world. I have no other desire but to feel your lips touch mine, that I may know the depths of your love. You and I together makes the sun move in the sky. That's excellent. Just remember, she's of that. And that's partially the reason why I have the temptation focus to start off at first. I just want to have a little bit of fun. I mean, it sounds a little, I don't know. It's just I like to have a companion on my side. I have friends, but also would like to have a lover on my side that could also counsel me on certain matters that you know. I mean, it can't be those two because they're not attracted to me. You know, they're both child friends of mine. Just turned 16. How'd you do? Well, meanwhile, I'm raising this lowborn child, in which, to be honest, I would rather. His education may be underwhelming to me, but I think he's much more than qualified that he'd become a bhikkhu. A long evening of state business with Purapanda Dharamsena has slowly degenerated to both of us deep in our cups, slurredly swamping saucy stories. I've just finished my retelling of a tale involving 3 lecherous bhikkhus and an extremely worn felt hat, when I see an untoward gleam in my companion's eye. Thoughts of blackmail race unbind to my mind. Perhaps Dhamsa is actually a little keener on the subject than he knows. Oh boy. I'll say that's quite enough for now, thank you. Just looking at the state of the world. It's a kingdom, not an empire. While they continue to beat each other. I receive a missive from my adventurer, with words and bellows shells so I could see it in the theater of my mind. We've been sailing up the rivers and around the winding hills. After a drought, the locals told us the river we traveled by dried up ahead of our vessel. Instead of giving up or turning back, we attempted the impossible. I commanded my crew to start building a track and pulley system, and we started dragging our boat across the land towards the next river. It sailed in the sea of grass and daisies. You could probably imagine what I did next. The boat just about survived the journey, I hope. 79% chance that the adventurer drags the boat up the cliff, or 20% chance that it's stranded fixing a broken boat that thus has to pay 40. Stranded and fixed. Oh my goodness. I have to pay for that? Don't make me laugh. Kaza says the joke anyway and almost died of laughter. It was a good joke. So good, in fact. Tell it again. Today, Sanya, my dear friend, approached me with an interesting proposal for me to consider. As things stand, Upatissa, her esteemed friend, though hailing from a very modest family with no consequences, is a very talented fellow that might be very useful addition to my court. Of course, there are many angles to consider this question, as my prestige in employing a lowborn will suffer should I accept the offer. I can also accept some marginal rewards in terms of opinion with the courtly faction of my nobles by discreetly announcing that I was forfeit this opportunity. In the end, being grateful to my friend, the choice is mine to make. He's quite talented, actually. I value useful men more than their birth station. You're really getting it together. I'm thinking of ideas. Not my cousin. No, no, no. Yeah, I just thought about that. Go on a pilgrimage. You know, a bit more expensive these days. Or how about a hunt? Is there anybody, anything I should say, that there's sighting down there? No. One of these days. A short pilgrimage to Anuradhapura would be good for starters. Just to get that pilgrim trade up. A cheap way to get it. Thank you very much. I think I may do just that. No, not that way. This way. Just a short pilgrimage to Anuradhapura. Adi Duck could join, because I want him to be a pilgrim too. Yes. Altruism. As that's who she is. Yeah, just a short pilgrimage. And then at a later time, in the future, we will go on a pilgrimage to Bulgaria. I stir from my slumber as someone in the camp knocks over an iron pan. When I look around, it appears that two people dressed as pilgrims have been rifling through our supplies in search for valuable steel. The smaller of the two, the Harald child, by the looks of it, sees me stirring and freezes in position while the other intends to run away. This is not the life Siddhartha wants for you. But the thieves ran away. Oh well. Finally here, body and soul, at the great temple of Anuradhapura. As the Becca offers me blessings, I reflect on everything that had to happen for the samsara to bring me here at this moment in time. I've walked the holy path. Dehanaga Devi, my courtier, peers out over the sprawling holy side of Anuradhapura to make our way through the crowd. Anuradhapura is truly a sight to behold, a place where cultures and faiths meet to come together to worship. You're not blessed to get an experience of such merit and companionship. She looks at me expectantly. I do not have the xenophilic trait. Oh, that reminds me, the traditions. Feats of spirituality can achieve. I know. Wait. Formation's ongoing? Well, son of a beeswax. The previous cultural head was to get experienced whalers. I actually wanted that. Alright. In 2 years' time, we'll get to have experienced whalers. That was exactly what my plan was going to be. Snow approaches you nutty dead rats. Rat-free. Huge hopeless. My careful education and guardianship of Aditya planted the seeds of lasting friendship. As I to the sacred grounds, I find Ahali. Ah, cousin Ahali, I know you. Staring at the altar with the absent expression. Holly, I call. My lady, says it. I have something to ask you. I hope you could forgive me. This place moved my soul and agitated my spirit in a way I thought inconceivable. Siddhartha spoken to me, his voice clear. His view precise keeps going and going and going. The only sound I can hear now is the whole world has gone quiet. If I could stay behind, I would like to devote my life to it. I understand. You have to do what you have to do. Again, we've known each other from childhood. We've had a few good times, cousin. So, off you pop. She's now a nun. Bhikshuni. And I hope one day you'll do the same for me. A pilgrim puts down a vault to doll before the altar of iron. I said Devana beat that, blessing her, muttering something in her ear. Holy, I imagined to hear. The vicar makes just. Do you have something to bring blessing with, dear Mahishi? Please, make my find the art of love more pious. This increases its ability, but now it has monthly piety for using it. I've been donating a lot of funds for the preservation of these holy sites, and we're on the transition now to accumulation. I do not see the prominence. 1 second. 735. It's been dropping. No, this way. Yeah, we're on our way back home. We know that the text is usually the same. So 90 days, and then we will have at it. Now we'll do another pilgrimage anytime we want. Huh. Like say, go up there. I didn't know you could do it as soon as possible. It's good to know. At least we have someone better. When is your birthday, friend? Next year. Now we are in the accumulation phase. Which of course this means it's under faith. The province of each Sri Lankan monastery is random out between 0 to 3 every year. It's just during the previous phase of purification during that time that our advances for the Mahavihara monastery was kind of lagging a bit back and forth. We were stuck in the 600s sometime, but now we're near the mid 700s. And I think we got a very good chance that in the next few decades we should unite the Sangha when we reach 900. As I said, I think it's about a few decades away from that happening. I'll make sure of it. I don't know if this will happen in Lilavati's lifetime or one of her descendants. Someone is to make that decision to unite the Sangha. though my efforts to become truly feared and respected figure, a vast number of guilty and disloyal persons have ended up in my dungeon. Mainly lowly cutthroats and pickpockets from the countryside and the cities wait their fate, apart from society. Perhaps I have a better idea for them. In my machinations, I envision a forest of impaled lowlifes and traitors surrounding them by all sides. A grim reminder to everyone of what happens when a Maheshi is betrayed. I see row after row of common criminals spread on the horizon. The plains stayed in their blood. With a little work, we may round up enough of these vermin to make the dream a reality. Oh. We'll do this just this once, alright? Let's get started. Increased fertility is not really a thing to be concerned about. Yeah, not go down this way. I'll find me a female lover one day. At last, my visions were brought to light by the corpses of countless criminals. I strolled with leisure to the ambient sound of squawking birds and a gentle drip of stale blood on the sodden ground. I passed by row upon row of nameless lowlifes and bandits, assured that any would-be highwaymen or bandits approaching to them I could see clearly what happens to those who attempt to sow crime and disorder in the Vijaya Bahu Agarajya. Upon concluding my tour, I take one last breath of the death before turning home. My way. Now we all fear the name of Maheshi Lilavati Vijaya Bahu. They call her the Impaler, which it's a controversial thing to say, but even though she's young and wise, but this was one of the instances of something that is, rather unwise, especially when you have a lowered popular opinion down here. So yeah, I gotta be careful. However, there is a way that we can get it back up. Take a tax cut next 5 years. With popular opinion running very low in some of my provinces, maybe it's time to give your population time to rejoice in order to avoid the less pleasant consequences such as murder attempts. It will cause significant income. Personal safety comes first. It is wiser to play safe. And that we did, so this no doubt, Havel's that holding tax. Yep, it just took a bit of a dive here. And just barely at the 1% here. So what I did was rather unkind, but heaven forbid that I be called the Impaler for the rest of my life. I would like to be renamed the Great. Renamed. Re-nicknamed? Rename the nickname? I don't know if there's a proper word for it. Just a new nickname, just say that. Be called the Great, so who knows if she'll be Lilavati the Great, should she live long enough. As long as she doesn't get murdered, or get mauled by a tiger, or anything else. All you have to do is get this up to 900, have the title, complete the control of the country, be faithful, all this, yes. You just need one of these, preferably that. That's all you need to do. I got a long life ahead of me, thanks to Amazonian. So here we are now. 736. It's still dropped a bit, but that's due to actions of others. After all my years spent in studying the art of construction, From building mock castles as a child, dens in the wild, studying the great architecture of Vijaya Rajapura, and advising on the expansion of Kitobalaya, among other things, have led me to this very moment. The time has come to make my mark upon the world by founding a new holding in the province of Andigama, over there. Oh. It is up to me to decide our direction. It doesn't matter which one you pick. You'll gain the architect trait. So this is for Anuradhapura of Andigama here. It already has another castle. Sounds like it. So this holding shall be devoted to the enlightened. Gain 80 renown for this, and I'll have the permanent effect of being the temple builder. Remember what grandfather did back in the age of the temple builders. Siddhartha gives growth. So, don't call me the Impaler. You know, the people are still going to call me that, unfortunately. It's been a long day. I stretch my legs in front of me as I relax on my writing table. My weary bones being rested for the first time today. Across the room from me, Snow saunters along the shelf, exploring the high reaches of the room. He does so like being up high. Wait, stone. Sun at the end of the shelf. Snow is making a beeline right for it. It's feeling nice, wide of interest. I'm watching Ord's paws expand. Oh, no, you don't, you little. 100% that I, successfully grabbed Snow. My cat wrangler. Padita. Here comes age. It is time to left my care. Always the clever child, Padita proved time and time again. Over the course of his studies, he had a natural affinity for careful planning and more than a misdirection. He now knows a lot of ways to get what he wants. More importantly, he is aware of the political implications of those he wants. Intricate web weaver. See, despite this, you are useful to me. Look, you can seduce male characters, but due to the homosexual, you cannot become lovers. That's the idea here. So again, I ask you to take the vows. So he'll leave the court, but after that, I'm going to bring that man back here. As I said, that man is useful to me. I will answer the call to serve a higher power, and I thank you for sending me on this path of righteousness. I'm sure you'll serve Siddhartha well. Now come back here. I need you. You'll be more used to me at court. It's just, you should take on the garbs of a bhikkhu. You're a pilgrim and all that. Not to mention you're my friend, so I consider you as a confidant. For the third night in a row, I'm sitting at the same table at the same inn, with an excellent view of the bar. When I'm interrupted by my brothers of the glove, caught upon the dime center. Simons, take her down the table. I've seen you gawking at Boho Devi all night, he whispers a sly smile. I do not blame you. She's a festival. You want me to make introductions? I'm glad you acknowledge my... Wow. Last for Compatibility. All the makings of a very nice woman. But I want to do this myself. I will wrap Boho Devi around my little finger. 82% chance of that happening. Gain 900 intrigue lifestyle experience, so I'll be able to decide how to proceed. 30% does not respond to my advances. I have seen Boho Devi turn down more advances than I could count. Lesser women would have been intimidated, but I happily taken the opportunity to study their mistakes. I am ready. Our conversations flow smoothly. I did not expect to have so much in common with a barmaid. As I get up to leave, Boho Devi puts her hand into my arm and asks if I want a room for her. A room for two, judging by the looks of her in her eyes. always want to have a beautiful woman on my side. Plus, she knows a lot about diplomacy and some of martial. And plus, she's actually beautiful looking. Not to mention, lives in our neck of the woods. Just for the night? How about every night? So, thank you, Dahan Senna, for sending me up with the barmaid from here. I was about to say, I don't know if it's wise to bring her to court knowing that everybody knows everybody. Ugh. I think you just let her wander wherever she wants to go. It would be wise to do it just as that. Even though if I really wanted to make somebody my soulmate, it would have to be a noble. But we'll end this episode soon. Not on a usual January, but just a bit. It will end in a bit. Again, just amazing. Erudite Oracle. Too bad I'd be known as the Impaler, but also be known as the Temple Builder, as this is ongoing. Again, I would love to make more investments. Elephant training grounds. Daham Senna, you are now a savvy politician. You got elephant training grounds. It actually does reduce the consumption cost a bit. Okay then. Build this. This helps with the holding taxes. And increase quality of sponsored inspirations. This would help as well. Snow is not as young as it once was. As he crawls in my lap, I can feel him trembling. I gently stroke his white fur and listen to him purr long into the night. When the sun falls, I know they won't wake again. I will miss you, Snow. You know, there's a saying, you lose one and you gain one. I lost my fairy companion, but at least I have someone who will be with me on the side. At least it. I don't know if it's secret because, well, yeah, there is a secret. I mean, if anybody finds out, and then they'll just say things like, hey, wait a minute. So, oh, well, in our religion, it's perfectly acceptable. And for those over there, same thing. It's like, it's fine, just don't make it to deviancy. Okay, you know what? We'll end this episode as soon as we get this artifact. Whatever I'm about to get. Here it is. I take the bulky bundle in my hands and loosen the corners while peeling layer after layer of fabric. Inside is the tapestry. Sinjama puffs her chest. She weaves me a tale about her childhood companion who was a master tailor. Their shared adventure inspired a chosen motif in this tapestry. A large Lamb's wool tapestry of masterful craftsmanship. A cloth depicts serene scenes of everyday life in the fields throughout the year. Some folks sow the field, others plow, others reap the harvest. Magnificent. Put that there. Look closer. Glad to see him to be like that. Pay attention to the dread. Of course. I mean, it's going down slowly. It'll be fine. Father's infirm, but he's still feeling fine. Now there's a large Tamil minority in Anuradhapura. That's a first. Tamil culture's been spreading to these parts, but I don't mind, because I never mess with a culture. You know what? You've been doing fine on my end, so you can have it. You can have a hook on me. Okay, we'll end this episode here, as this is the current prominence of these monasteries here. So in the next episode, in a few years, we'll build another Buddhist building, which will definitely jump up on the prominence of the monasteries to continue the support of my Vihara, especially on my end, because I know that in her lifetime during her reign, we'll definitely get up to the 800s. But can we make it to 900? Because it feels like we're on a last couple of episodes of this series, but we're still a long way away until we reach our end goal, and it will be the official end of this series. So we'll see it in the next one, but until then, so long for now.